Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your homeboy E Short, hanging out as usual in his man room, doing my thing with the ENL Sports Show. Got my brother right here, Les Miller. What's going on, Les?
Man, I'm great, man. We have an honored guest today, man.
Yes,
You
we
know,
do. Yes, we
yo,
do.
homeboy is still doing it over 60, man. I admire that motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, man.
yeah.
So without further ado, the special guest we got here today is no other than Eastern District's own Paul Grady. How you doing, Paul?
Much respect to you both, first off, kid. I mean, damn, to pick me out of all the people that you could have chose to have to be on this program, I feel blessed, no doubt about that.
Yeah, I
And Les,
appreciate
you the
that.
big man on the campus, so I ain't gonna say nothing to you, bro. You all right.
Yeah, well, tell everybody, something about Paul Grady, man.
Yo, man, let me tell you, let me keep it 100. I mean, I went to Eastern District, and if you know where Eastern District is, around the Marcy Projects, I was a baller there. I did my thing, but I was coming behind my brother, who was even greater touted than I was, Grady. He went there 4 years, did his thing, came out as an All-American, and I came in behind him. So really, I was coming in behind some very big shoes. But me, I was a little more crude than most people. I was a ghetto child. I liked the game, but I liked other games too. So I found myself during those times, I was more in those streets than Sesame. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, yeah. I
I
was
know
one
what
of
you're
those
saying.
guys. I did a little of this, a little bit of that, but I did like the game of basketball for sure. Of course, I got a little carried away with the women. You know how it is, bro. I'm standing in the corner, yo. I'm chilling out. I got a ball in my hand, but then this young cutie walks by, and I go like this. Check me out, Les. I go, excuse me, you dropped something. She says, what? I say conversation. Why don't I pick it up from here?
Woo!
Yo, B, that was us back in the day. I'm just saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, yo,
The
you got
game,
game.
the game did sweep me up. I mean, Greg was a tough act to follow, but I had a good time at Eastern District. And then in my senior year, I got a few coaches come calling and wanted me to play for their schools. Again, I was a very crude brother, yo. I was considering my options. I didn't really want to leave Brooklyn. Who wants to leave Brooklyn, yo? I'm
Right.
just saying. Didn't really want to leave, but options kept coming. And then all of a sudden, Greg became an All American. He's a Hall of Famer at Florida State. So he's in there with Deion Sanders and all those
Mm,
other guys. He's in
Right.
okay,
there.
okay.
So on his word, he went to the coach at Florida A&M University and got the coach to sign me to a 4-year contract, a 4-year scholarship, and the coach hadn't seen me play or talk to me. Now,
Mm,
Wow.
granted, I was honorable All-American. Y'all know that.
yes,
Y'all know
yes,
that. So a
yeah.
brother did have game, but it was an opportunity I couldn't turn down. So
Right.
I went out there to Tallahassee, went to Florida A&M University. My brother was at Florida State, as I mentioned, but so was my sister. And both of those deals were locked in when Greg signed with Florida State. But I didn't want to
Okay.
go. I didn't want to go that route. I had followed my brother through public school, 257, intermediate school, IS 49, and then Eastern District. I was right behind him, so it was a it was a good feeling to branch out on my own, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah, I had a
To
great
have
career.
to have your own identity.
Yeah. That was important to me, even at my stage of immaturity. And I'll be the first to say that, yo. I came out of the streets, so I was a little different.
Hmm.
Right.
But I did get a chance to ball successfully at Florida A&M. I played with a guy by the name of Clement Johnson. He's six
Okay.
ten. He finally went to play with Philadelphia. So
The
he
Right.
Sixers, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And he got a ring because he was playing with the doctor at the time.
That's
Him and
yeah,
right.
Mosley,
He
they
had
were
a
on the
turnaround
same
jump
team together.
shot.
yeah,
That
Word,
turnaround
yeah.
jumper,
word.
baby.
So, I got a chance to do my thing. What it was, yeah, my game was crude, but it was different to the people in the South area. So when I came as a freshman, I was tearing courts up. I
Mm-hmm.
like to score, I like to move around. I was averaging 15, 16 in my first year.
Yeah.
So it was going the right way. Yes. I was still tempted by other sources. You know, I'm a regular dude. There's no doubt about that. But while I was there, I did keep my mind on my schooling, and I got out of there within about 4.5 years.
Okay.
Graduated. I had an opportunity to play or to try out with the Atlanta Hawks. That's when Kevin Loggery was there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I moved to Atlanta, and you know, I was thinking about doing that thing, but again, I had a lot of eggs in a lot of baskets at the time, and again, I was still young, so I was considering my options, and one of those options was to get married and have children. I had a college sweetheart that I was, you know, enamored with totally, and though I had an opportunity, I didn't think it was going to be a real one. They had a strong team back at the True Rollins was there, Dominique was there. You know, it was some real stuff right there. So I just said, no, let me go ahead and get married, and I did that. I got married straight out of college, and in hindsight, that was the wrong move. I had it annulled real quick. Now I have to live a life. Basketball wasn't really a pertinent part of my life, but I had to work and so forth and so on. So I jumped into corporate America, and I've been riding that car for some 30 years, going to different companies, you know, moving up the ladder slowly, because you know how black folk, we got to crawl up the ladder.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got to go from company to company to get more and so forth.
Yeah,
and so
while dodging the boulders that are being thrown at us.
Word, kid. Word.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. You know.
Yeah. So, you know, my field of endeavor was sales in the beginning, and then I became pretty proficient in sales because a brother can speak. You know, the white people used to say to me, you know, oh, you speak so intelligently.
Yeah.
But you understand, though, bro. I don't have to go any further. You
Come on,
understand.
man. Yo, you can talk the panties off.
You know what I'm saying, kid? You know what I'm saying? You're a fool.
In three easy words, man. In 3 easy words, like a chess game, you know. In 3 moves, man, I'll have those.
That's right.
You know,
Hey, baby. My name is Paul Grady.
I went to this career as a salesperson. Was pretty successful at it. Actually, you know, I wore the success of my life around my neck like Flavor Flav wore a clock. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I was doing me, and then I got moved into training, and then I became a corporate trainer. And as time went on, I remarried and had three daughters, to which, you know, they're still around today. I was married for like 27 years, so I raised my children. I was living in Montclair, New Jersey at the time when it all started, and then I rolled back to Florida again because.
And that's where you met my homeboy Ed Pelham.
Ed Pelham, yo, Easy E.
Yeah, Easy E.
That's right. We played a lot of ball today.
Yeah, we give Ed a shout out, man.
Every
you know,
time,
unless you know E.
Unless
you know Ed,
man.
Yeah.
I know E.
Yo, Les, you know Ed?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool brother right there. We played a lot of ball. We did a lot of extracurricular things too. Yo, be quiet. Be quiet. Yo, stop messing around. Yo, E was my guy.
I feel you.
He's married today, and he's got himself a little son.
Yes, he does. Yeah, we play with Prudential. I worked at Prudential together. You know.
That's correct. I lived in Montclair for a minute, and you know, I moved to Florida, took my family out to Florida. Basketball was sort of out of my life for a minute, E, because, you know, I was doing that corporate American thing, and I didn't really have enough time to do the things I wanted to do. So for about 10 years, the game wasn't really the game to me. You know, it was raising my children, my daughters, and my wife, and so forth and so on. But then when I got a chance to come back out to Florida, you know, the game reignited itself, because now I'm basically in my second home base, and there's a lot of friends out there. People say, yo, Grady, you back in town? Yo, let's go to the gym. Even though I had to ease that in to my obligations as a father and a worker, but I did. And the game sort of creeped back in, so to speak. Now I'm playing in local tournaments in the gym. You know, I got me a place that I play all the time, and it started to formulate. So the game was coming back to me. But then
That's good.
Then you know how 25 years of a marriage and a relationship, you know, nothing in life is more permanent than change. It's unfortunate that we had to dissolve our relationship after 25 years, but my children at the time were grown, a little more educated, so they understood what was happening. But it had to happen, so we had to go in separate directions. I still
Oh, okay.
I still respect the young lady that I was with for all those years, and we still kind of deal with the children at this particular stage. My oldest is 45. She's got two
Wow.
grandchildren for a brother. My
Wow.
two children, 35 and 31. You know, they're pretty progressive. They're living their lives. So,
Mm.
you know, respect due to that. So, but I was still in Florida at the time. Now, as a divorced man, I had more opportunity to do the things that quite obviously I wanted to do. Yes, I still had to work. So I was still a corporate trainer doing me traveling around the country because that's what the kind of training I was doing. I was doing a lot of sales training. I worked for a company called Tire Kingdom in New York. They got NTB, Midas. You heard of Midas, right?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah, I know
yes.
of all of
Yeah.
them.
Right. So I used to be the corporate trainer for them. So, and that made me travel all over the country, you know.
Okay.
My schedule was pretty hectic, but you know, I slipped the game in every now I get a chance. But one day back in say 92, I was introduced to the Masters Basketball Association. Now that's what I play in less every year. It's a week-long tournament that happens in Coral Springs, Florida, and teams come in from all over the country. So I've been embedded in that company, in that game since 92. And then the game is now resurrected in me. It's coming back. And of course, you know, I still got skills now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then I'm playing with teams, you know, other brothers who got game as well. So that right there brought me back into the game, the Masters. And then from the Masters, I got with a group of guys who travel the country and play. And it's called FIMBA, Federal International Masters Basketball Association. So you might have seen a few of my posts when I leave a different country.
Absolutely.
Like we just won in Argentina, yo.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's international. That's international law.
That's international. That's
Right.
teams coming from all over the world. Yo, we played Peru, Costa Rica, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, and Serbia to get to the championship.
Wow.
And we were in the championship this time against Brazil. We got that ass and everything. But you understand.
I was getting ready to say that.
You understand, though.
Bravo.
That's right.
Bravo.
That's
Bravo.
right. We're not leaving this place without that goal over there.
I'm
Yeah,
saying,
man.
You know.
I'm saying. But you know, the truth of it is at our stage of the game. So I'm 65 right now. Les, you younger than me, man, ain't you, bro?
Yeah, we're both 64.
We're both.
Oh, so y'all will be turning 65 next year.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so we still in the same mindset. So the real deal is, yes, I'm playing the game of basketball, but one, I'm able to commune with a group of brothers and their wives. I'm able to be in a different climate, you know, understanding a different way of life. Those things are existential, B.
Yeah.
You don't come across that all the time. Bro.
Yeah, and plus the interaction with the other international players where different cultures are shared because and you know people would sit back and say, hey, well, while you're playing, would you have time to interact like that? There's time, believe me, there's time. And
you make
that's
time.
Yeah.
See, back in the day, I would go to Erasmus back in the day, beat y'all butt, and then race home. But now I go to a country like Argentina after the game, I'm chilling.
Right.
I want to talk to a little kid or his mom's, or I want to spend my dollar in their business or something like that. I want to talk to coaches. Now, there are opportunities to translate because a lot of them don't speak English, but there's a universal language, you know, the love is a universal language.
Right.
The hugs, you know.
Yeah. But it's not just that. And, you know, I mean, the big focal point of that, you know, interaction that allows or everything else to happen is the game of basketball. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry. There's no helmet on. You know, you're face to face with each other, and those guys have that, you know, that relationship with the game as well, and they want to know more because they're sponges. They're out of America, where we're from the place that initiated the game, and they want to know. So they're probably asking questions, probably want you to sign autographs to them.
Yo, case in point. So after the game is over, great point. After the game is over, I get off the court, and these three kids, they run up to me and they got papers in their hands and pens, yo. I'm taken back, but I understand what they're doing. But I'm taken back first, but then I'm signing autographs, yo. I'm hugging moms. Whole different experience, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Thing to behold.
Yo, Paul, man. I'm gonna tell you something. I played in France for a minute, right? And I mean, the people were like so like Miller. Oh, sign this, sign that. All they wanted is like, Miller smash. It's like all they wanted me to do was to dunk. And it didn't matter that my team sucked. The fact was that I was on the court. That was it.
When did you go to France, yo? What years?
1981.
And how long did you stay out there?
I played one season out there, and I was supposed to go. I had a contract for Luxembourg the next year, but then I started working on I started working at a Bankers Trust Company on Wall Street, which is why I was an economics major, and I declined the next offer, and I stayed there, and that's where I met my wife.
You met her in Luxembourg?
No, I met her at Wall Street at Bankers Trust.
And that's how that happened.
Yo, 37 years later, man. Come on, man. She's the best.
Respect, bro. Respect.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
But and it's funny. And the game gives you so much, though, man.
There's no doubt about that. Love and basketball is synonymous, yo.
Yeah.
And what connects you to other people is unheralded. You mentioned it a minute ago, E. There's no helmet. There's not some of our guys on the field. There's none of that. It's just five guys face to face with five guys, and you can see us and feel us and interact with us.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to play basketball, bro.
Right. At every age.
That's like a year-round sport. It's an international game, bro. You can't play football every time. You can't play baseball every time.
Let me tell you, man. Yeah, there's a guy named Tom Lockhart who does stuff for the Hall of Fame, New York City Hall of Fame. And he puts pictures out there. Tom played for the Jaspers, Manhattan, years ago. Probably the same time your brother played. And he shows pictures of everywhere all over this planet. Kathmandu, basketball court in Kathmandu, Switzerland, Germany, St. Petersburg, Russia, and in Amazon. Like there's a basketball court like right in the middle of Amazon. Places cleared away, nice fiberglass backboards. It's crazy. I just like 2 weeks ago, Paul, Ricky Jarvis, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ricky's nephew came to my camp we had here in Charlotte, and he's from Panama. And the whole first half of the camp, he couldn't communicate, didn't speak English. But, it's funny, my daughter started, talking to him, and the other players and saying, hey, help this guy out. Man, these kids jumped right on it. Before you know it, they're high-fiving each other. They said, what do you like to eat? What do you do? What do you do? Like, what video games do you play? And the interaction started. The kids started feeling comfortable. I mean, and once again, there you go. And it's so easy to me, but, there is difficulty in any relationships, but the game has given us so much, man. And,
basketball is a universal language, man.
Yeah, sure. And to still be playing at this age, man. Hey, I'm bowing.
Yo, man. Yo, Paul. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I admire you so much, man. I look at your shit, man. I'm like, God damn. Because my daughter says to me, Daddy, can you still dunk? I said, well, I can get up there, but I don't know about coming down.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yo, I'm feeling the love here, Les. Now, yes, I am blessed. There's no doubt about it to be able to still play this game. And between you, me, and these screens here, my game is still hampered. I feel pains in certain areas and so forth and so on. But God has given me this extension. So I don't really want to play the game until the wheels fall off. But I do want to play until I say I want to walk away.
Right.
On your own terms. Yep.
Yeah, right. On my own terms. So right now I have the opportunity to continue playing with this group of guys that go out internationally. Then I have the tournament here. There's also a tournament, a Masters basketball tournament in Tampa. So actually, Masters basketball is throughout the United States. There's
Right.
one in Indianapolis and Utah. So it just depends on where you want to go at what particular time of the year. So I at this retirement stage, by the way, I did retire. I retired at 62. My last gig was with Metro PCS, and I was the corporate trainer for them right here in Sunrise, Florida. So I got the opportunity to retire, and then I moved out to this 55 active community. But check me, this 55 active community, they've been trying to get me to come to this place for a minute, but I wasn't feeling it because they were talking about a 55 community. And I was like, I don't know about that. What is that, guys on, with the thing walking like that? Yeah. I was a little skeptical, yo. But when I finally came out here, they forgot to include the active part. So right here in my community, they got all of the facilities for me to stay active. We got a gym, we've got a weight room, and I'm talking about 46,000 square foot of a gym. We got courts, we got you guys play this? Y'all don't know anything about
pickleball?
I'm telling you, kid, fastest growing sport out there, keeps a brother active. I'm just saying. So we got courts, we got
reflexes.
Tennis. So I actually moved into a community that's allowing me to further my abilities.
Right.
And which is cool, which is really cool for me. So that part of it right there gives me this opportunity to extend my career.
Right.
To move on with basketball.
Well, just to make you even like, I mean, your body, a lot of people don't understand. It's kind of like, you got to put, everything aside because you shouldn't be playing anymore. You shouldn't be doing that, riding that bike or lifting. But if you can do it, those things make a person happy. Yeah. Oddly enough, I saw a post today where a guy was telling his father, hey, why don't you do a banking online? No, you don't have to go to the bank. You don't have to do this. You can even, order groceries online. You don't have to go to the store. And he was like, son, you don't understand. Those interactions I have at the supermarket, I need that.
Come on, son.
That's my interaction. This is what I do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's like, and that is not a joke because, and I swear this, God's honest truth, I said it to a lady in the supermarket yesterday. I said, I come in this supermarket, I've been coming in for 19 years. And it's like, I look forward to this. I introduced myself to the manager and did and tell him how great this person was in the butcher shop or whatever. I said, those interactions mean something. And I'm not going to sit in a corner,
People don't understand that, Les, especially the young kids today. I mean, we try to father them, we try to mother them the right way, but, basically they're out on their own, and social media and the whole game has changed for them. Back in our day, we would get up in the morning time, go outside and do our interactions. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
First thing in the morning.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, they would have to call us home. You remember the light thing? When the light went off, that's when you
and then Frankie Crocker came on the radio.
No, but hold on a second. But let me ask y'all a question. This is not a joke. Don't tell me that neither one of y'all have never got up in the morning and just went outside and went like to the corner where you hang out at, whatever, and there's guys that are already out there shooting CeeLo and with a brew. Tell me that
Come on, son. I know all about that.
At like 7 in the morning, man.
That's why I say I was
7-11, motherfucker.
I had the game back then, but I was crude because I grew up around brothers like what you talking about.
Yeah. See, so you was the guy that was out there breaking night.
That was the life I knew. I knew that life. Basketball was a side thing back when I was in high school. Come on. Let that go. Because we was playing that. We was playing 21, Pity Pat. Yo,
Pity Pat. I ain't heard Pity Pat in a minute. Pity Pat.
We was doing our thing. We was doing our thing back then.
Yeah, man.
And the thing about it is we interacted on several levels. Where a child now will switch from one side to another, we would just walk to the next building and have some more interactions with other people.
Yeah.
You remember Skelly? You remember Skelly back in the day, son?
Man.
Yeah.
Skelly, come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
We made things happen, and that.
Are you kidding me, man? I took my sister's like Jack's bag and had my own. and had my own, had like 3 different skelly tops that I used, with a
Yo,
big
yo, yo,
boy
yo,
and a
nickel
little
in
guy.
there. Damn right.
yo, but you remember tops when you had your top and
We
you
used to
hit a
dog some
motherfucker.
tops,
Yo, that was some
Yo,
crazy shit.
spin that joint. Come on.
What?
Yeah, man, rock the
Those
cradle.
those
Yo,
were the days, yo. Those were the days. And
yeah,
you're right, Eric. Those interactions were essential to our upbringing. That's
right.
how we became the people we became. Now,
Yeah,
if you were able to survive the ghetto like you did, and now today you became a whole person because of those interactions.
yeah. And
Right.
it's like, and it's weird. And I don't mean to bring this up because of what's going on to this day, but I grew up in Crown Heights. So I grew up around the
Oh, nice,
Hasidic
bro.
Jewish people.
Yes, sir.
And so I have, and I'm not plus or minus at all. So no one please misunderstand what I'm saying. I just understand their culture.
Me
I
too.
understand those people,
Me too.
and they understand me because I
Me
made them
too.
understand me. And I kid you not, I went to bakery store like with my daughter after she was like 3 years later, right?
Yeah,
And I'm
I
walking,
remember
lady
that.
comes from behind the
I remember.
counter and she's like, "Oh, this is that guy." She's introducing me to all the people that work in there. I'm like, and my daughter was like, "Dad, you know this lady?"
Come
And she
on,
was like
son.
90 years old,
Come on,
Jewish
son.
woman. And she was like, "This is the guy that always had the basketball. This is him,
Speak.
huh?" She was like, and I'm bald that way. Then I was had a fro, but she remembered me and she was
Speak, bro.
bragging about me
Speak.
to the people that worked in that store. So I don't
Speak.
want to hear it, man. You can get along. That's all I
Come
gotta
on,
say.
son.
Everybody's wrong because
That's the
you
truth,
can get
kid.
along. I'm
And that's
sorry.
unfortunate, people's
Yeah,
truth. See, the truth sounds like hate to those who don't understand the truth,
right,
man.
right.
You've got to understand other people's truths. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Right. We don't want to be political here, so we're not going to go one way or the other.
Yeah,
But we
yeah,
know
yeah.
we got to understand people.
right,
Come on. And because of our upbringing, because Eastern District was in the Hasidic Jew area, in my area, so I had to be able to compromise my thoughts because
Mm-hmm.
coming from Bushwick, going over there is a whole different world, but I had to understand that world.
right.
And in my parochial mannerisms, I did understand that world.
Yeah,
And
because
Right,
now
I'm
right.
today,
yeah,
I can cope. I can deal with you and you and you
yeah.
and you.
Because to this day, I think no, I don't know the numbers, but there might be less than 10 people that know that of the non-Jewish faith that know what a ritualarium is, which was right
Mm.
across the street from my house. And I'm
You
not going to go
speaking
into
right.
what
You
it
you
is, but
speaking
it's a
right now,
building,
son.
is a
You talking
building
right now.
where women go in and but you understand the culture, understand what it's for, blah, blah, blah. But I got to know them. And so and the same thing goes, like I said, example of Ricky's nephew, or us dealing with people going to another country and playing, or even going on vacation. You make that attempt, and we're talkers, so we know that at our experiences, we're going to get the most out of it. I'm not going to go on
Mm-hmm.
vacation and not talk to the guy sitting on the beach next to me, and I'm sitting there for 4, 5, 6 hours getting a tan. I'm going to start talking to people on the beach, man.
No,
Can't
kid,
help
that's the way
myself.
it is. And I
Yeah,
Yeah.
believe it was because of our upbringing, though ghetto it might have seemed to others, it was a real enriched life. We had real enriched lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
interaction,
Mm-hmm.
and it made us who we are today. Wait,
Yeah.
I want to go 360 here because I don't get a chance to rap to you, Eric Short, all the time. So I do want to hear about when you graduated. Give me 10 years, yo. Come on, bro. Come on, man.
what do you mean? In what sense?
So when you graduated Erasmus, where did you? I mean, no,
Well, Midwood.
Midwood, right? When you graduated Midwood, where did you go? Give me 10 years, yo.
All right, well, what happened to me is basically I ended up having like academic issues, so I ended up going to Lower East Side Prep. And so I went there for a year and played with them. It's kind of like equal to like Pacific,
Right.
me, Phil Seymour. And so they ended up, going to Arizona and playing with Riverside Church
Oh,
and
did you?
playing, yeah, and we played in a national tournament. We won the national championship. It was me, Phil, Rob Price, Rodney McCray, Jimmy Black, Larry
Rodney was there
Washington.
too?
Yeah, Larry Washington, and I played really well, and everybody was looking for me again because my academic issues that got in the way. But Murray State came out of the woodwork and said, "Hey, we got Gary Hooker was redshirting at Murray State." So I said I didn't want a red shirt, so I went to the JUCO. It was about a half an hour east of Murray State, which is Paducah Community College, and I played JUCO there, with them. And then from that, we did real well, number 3 in the country, and came back home, and everybody had transferred back to LIU, other than Les. And I'm serious, other than Les. All the guy like Earl Fuller, Riley Clarita, Mike Darby, all of these guys had transferred back. The guy from Midwood, Gerard Burns. And so I walked up to Coach Lizzo and said, "Hey, I got either I go back next week to JUCO, or I stay here." And I was able to play right away because my grades had turned totally around, and I was able to play.
What year? So what year was that? What year was that?
That was 79, 80.
All right, keep going, man.
Yeah, and so after that, going to LIU, we played NCAA tournament, NIT, and captain in the ship. But it was a great experience because everybody that I played with was like, but we were home. We were home, and that's
Right,
only
absolutely.
yeah, and that's the only thing that I regretted is that being home, and I know what it was like to be away. And the love, it's this little different kind of love. It's kind of crazy love out of the city. In the city, you got local people coming and supporting you, but there, in other states, people don't know you. So, you go there and they just, gravitate to you like crazy. And that's the experience that I didn't get. But playing there, but I knew I had this disease.
At that time?
Yeah, I've known since I was 8. And so, and that's what caused a lot of the problems I had, was because parents didn't want me to play, but I wanted to play. So I revolted and I stopped going to class. I'm like a 90 grade point average student. I just stopped going to class, just stopped. Figured, oh, well, you're going to pass me because I'm the great Eric Short. You're smelling yourself. And they made an example of me in high school. So I had to pay that price, but I had to recover. And so that was the start of me learning how to recover from a bad situation, is that. And then afterwards, with, when the disease reared its ugly head, 50 years later, I was able to recover from that as well because of, the perseverance and what you want to fight for, which is your life. So I never had an opportunity, or never really wanted to play after college, because I was just done. I had enough, man. I'm dealing with the, hiding of the disease, afraid that something was going to happen.
What was this disease called,
It's called Marfan syndrome, Marfan. And it's what it does is impacts the connective tissue in your body, and most importantly your aorta, and anything where blood's traveling through, basically. And if it's compromised, it'll burst open, and before you know it, you're bleeding to death. Every time your heart beats, blood is going where it ain't supposed to go. And it killed my dad, my brother, and all of my uncles. And it took
freak out of here.
Yeah. And it took remember John Ritter from Three's Company? He died from it. And also Bill Paxton. And Abe Lincoln had it. But a lot of people it's not a known thing. And I just found out a year ago, my doctor, who's one of the best thoracic surgeons on earth, as far as I'm concerned, he said that a lot of coroners are reissuing, death certificates because they didn't know much about the aorta and how it would tear like that. So they would just put on death certificates, heart failure. But they being more specific, like a subcategory would be an aneurysm or whatever the case may be. But now that they know more about it, they would attribute it to Marfan syndrome, blah, blah, blah. I think, who else has it? George Urisan has it.
Really?
And you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But you see how his knuckles are? And his jaw structure, that's what it is. High cheekbone. It's just something that kind of look, and you're long.
Okay, so just a couple of questions real quick. I know it's about me, but I'm making it about you right now, bro, because we don't get a chance to talk. So how are you dealing with life now?
I do everything that you do.
Right?
Yeah, because my aorta tore 3 different times in the past 18 years. So first time they healed it, second time they took it out. and put a mechanical one in. The third time, it was a half a centimeter from my jugular vein. They said if they do the operation, I'll die. So they sent me home. I've
So
been
you're
chilling
able to
ever.
conduct your life accordingly. I mean, you're not
Yeah,
really hindered in no way.
no, none whatsoever. Other than the fact that I can't run anymore. I do everything that has to be done, man. Build sheds, take care of
That's
my
good.
pool, built this man room. I don't care, man. You know,
No, I get you. I
one
get you,
hand
bro.
with all my tools, man. I pull out my screwdriver and screw guns and levels, and I get to work because I know how to do like a little bit of like home improvement stuff. I do
Understood.
what I have to do, Paul, and I'm not gonna stop, man.
Much respect, bro. Talk to me about children, man. You got
Oh,
children?
one yeah. Oh, he don't know about Amanda Les.
Come on, man.
My daughter
That's
Amanda,
my beautiful
yeah,
goddaughter.
yeah, many me. My daughter Amanda is incredible young lady, and that's why we live here in the Charlotte area because she went to college here to play at Pfeiffer College,
Did
Division
she
three.
ball?
Yeah, she played at St. Pat's in Jersey, and
So who?
Paul, she's better than him.
I knew Les. He was waiting. He's been waiting for
I
that all
know,
through this whole
I
thing,
know, I
kid.
know, I know. She's
Better
and
than
she's
him.
and it's funny. She's like the same age. She came out the same year. Candace Parker did. They're all the same, like
Right.
that age group. Where Jersey, we raised in New Jersey, where they have like a big hotbed of women's basketball. So, but yeah, she's a great kid, man, and young lady now, 37 and married, and I love her. I love her husband, man. He's a good man. He's a
That's
good
good
Man,
stuff. That's good
yeah.
stuff. All
yeah,
right.
She
All right.
married a good guy.
Wait.
yeah.
Now I gotta go to Les, yo, because we don't talk that much either, yo. So from high school on, give me 10 years, man, Les.
Man, okay, so I only played my senior year at Brooklyn Tech. Okay,
So Shed
and
was on the team at the time.
huh?
Shed Sullivan was on the
Yeah.
team at the time.
No.
No, he wasn't.
All those guys graduated. They were a year behind me, you know.
Okay.
And I made the team, and then I was the man. Okay, and the funny thing is, okay, so check this out. Okay, so my senior year is 1977. 1976, Kelvin Hicks is at Brooklyn Tech, and he finally made the team. Okay, I'm walking through the halls of Brooklyn Tech, me and Kelvin Hicks, and neither of us are on the team. What the fuck does that make sense? Come on, man. Me and Kelvin Hicks at Brooklyn Tech, and we're not on the team. Come on, man. Something's wrong. Something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
What was the coach's name at that time, yo?
A jerk.
Yeah.
Shelly Snyder. But in his defense though, in Shelly Snyder's defense though, okay, so he came to the game because he wasn't a coach anymore, and in my senior year, and he said, "Hey son, so what are you, a sophomore?" I said, "Coach, man, you cut me 3 years in a row, man. You don't know who I am?" Oh man, so I'm gonna tell you something. He did his best to get me a scholarship to play basketball at a college. He was like, "Son, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know." But think about this: Brooklyn Tech is so big. I mean, it's like 7,000 kids.
Correct.
And the fact was, the first practices come, and it's basically the older players making cuts. But you can't teach 6'7". Come on, man. You can't teach 6'7". So I'm like, what the fuck, man? How the hell am I not on this team? So now I'm playing in what was that, Eric? The YMCA league with Mr. Williams, Lennox Road Baptist Church. I'm killing them. And every year they were like, let me make sure you're not on a high school team because you couldn't play high school ball and play in the
CYA,
league.
right? I remember.
Yeah.
So I'm killing people. I'm like, so man, I don't know. Now, in my defense, I didn't play the best in those tryouts, but again, I'm 6'7", man. What the fuck? Okay, so Shelly Snyder gets me to hook up with CW Post, and it was like, wow, okay, I'm gonna go there, and then I signed papers to go to CW Post, right? And my boy Big Don McAllister, rest his soul, He said, "Where you going to school?" I said, I'm going to CW Post." He said, "CW Post? We bust their ass every year." I said, "Where the fuck are you going to school?" He said, "Hartwood College." I said, "Where's Hartwood College?" He said, "Oneonta, New York." I said, "Where the fuck is Oneonta, New York?"
I would have said that too, son.
Yeah. So then he said, "Yo, my coach is looking for a big man." So he took me up there. I met the coach. The money was better. I was like, "Yo, okay, I'm gonna go here." And the funny part is that he was the starting center there. I took his spot my freshman year. That's kind of fucked up, right? But the fact is that we were still playing about the same amount of time, and then after my freshman year, I was so fucked up. I didn't want to be there, and that's when I was going to come back to LIU with Eric Short, Riley Carita, Earl Fuller. We had to hook up to come back. And I'm like, wow, I'm 18 credits behind my freshman year. 18 credits behind, right?
Damn,
Yeah. So I told my father. My father said, "Well, you know what, son? If you want to do that, that's cool." He said, I'll back you." He said, "But if you run, you may always run." And that's when I became a man. I stayed up there for 4 years, man. I graduated on time, the first brother on time with 2 extra credits, man.
Respect.
You know what I mean? No, I'm in the Hall of Fame up there. I would not have done that if I went to LIU. If I had been downtown LIU with my own apartment in Brooklyn, come on, man.
I have nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to say.
Nah, you got something to say, bro. You got something to say. Come on.
Man, it would have been
downtown Brooklyn in
that's the
1977.
that's the one thing that LIU was missing was Brooklyn's original version of Rasheed Wallace, Les Miller. Because that's Rasheed Wallace right there, boy.
That brother right there, son.
Yeah, man.
Damn. So you kind of messed it up. You kind of messed it up for Eric Short and by not going there. You did, bro. But he did right by you. And that's
yeah.
So come on. So after you left there, then what happened? Give me another 5 years, yo.
So I went to Hartwick, man. Had a nice career, 4 years, and then I went to I played in France.
In France, right?
Yeah. And that's when I was getting busy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I look at the article sometimes. Like I came off the plane in Luxembourg. Next thing you know, I'm in a tournament. And I scored 50 and 68 points.
Killing
like,
people, just killing
man,
people. Just
bro.
killing people,
I thought, yo, this is gonna be the shit, man. And then the season started, right? We lost the first 9 games. My team sucked, man. But yo, Paul. But they told me, it's like, yo, man, stop passing the ball because you know how it is when you're a good player, somebody's open, you pass the ball, and they was fucking up, right? It's like Miller, smash. And in France, a smash is just dunk. Just dunk, motherfucker, dunk.
No, that's it, yo.
So that was the real deal, man.
That's interesting to hear, yo. I know we all have these lives that we went through, and it's really a blessing to be here today to speak about it. And then also to pass it on to other people, to tell them, what it takes to survive in an arduous life, because we came up hard.
Oh man, no doubt.
And I also got mad respect for the fact that I almost envy you that your moms are still here, Les, and
man, taking
care of her like that, doing what you got to do, making the sacrifices. Mad love, kid. I mean, I only wish my pops and moms were still around.
Yeah, I say the same thing.
Yeah. Then you, Eric Short, to go through what you did with this disease of yours, and to still come out on top, and still got that grin, and still got that enthusiasm. I got love for y'all. Now, I might be out there still doing me, and you might look at me and say, damn, I wish, but I'm in the same group as you. Each one of you, your survival tactics are my survival tactics.
Yeah,
we all the same family, kid.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question, man.
Yo, Paul, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I admire you because I lived through you. When I see you, in these over 60 joints, and you doing your thing, man. You getting MVPs, you doing this, you winning gold medals. I'm like, look at this nigga.
That's right, kid. But I'm like only 60 degrees away. You could have been there, son.
I know.
60 degrees away, yo.
Yeah.
So it could have been any of us. And yes,
Yeah.
I may have an opportunity to do some things right now, but I lived the life that each one of you lived, and we all go through hell.
Mhm.
But to be
Mm-hmm.
out here on the other side of it like this right now, it's a
Yeah,
blessing.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I see
yeah.
now that you're bringing a couple of more skills to the table with your paintings now.
Yeah,
Oh my
brother.
gosh,
Brother does
bro.
have skills. You see back there, yo.
Yeah, I was checking it out.
Yeah, I got Kobe right there. As a matter of fact, I did an art show this very weekend, and I
Mm-hmm.
put my pieces, my work out there. The appreciation I get for it, and from time to time, people like to buy my work, so I'm good with that. But
Okay.
the key is, my brothers, is that now I have the time to do me. So
Right, right,
I
right.
raised my children. I
Yeah.
stayed married for 25 years, which may have been too long, but I stayed in a relationship. I did the
Mm.
corporate American thing. I woke up on
Right,
their schedule.
right, right,
I flew to their countries, their cities on their behest. But now it's on me.
Right.
So I
You
get to
get to
live
do
my life.
you. Yep,
Yes.
yep,
And
yep.
and I've earned that.
Yeah.
I'm at
Yes.
the stage of the
But I
game where I've
must double
earned that.
check. I must double check though. You didn't, that's not, no lines and coloring or anything like that.
Nah,
Like
see, you see how that brother did? Yo, Les, you see how
Come
you
on,
smack
man.
that
Come on,
kid,
man.
yo. Come on,
Come on,
man.
man.
You
Yo,
know,
hey,
yo, yo,
gotta
yo, yo.
ask, man. There's a lot of people perpetrating these days,
you know,
man.
kid. I
But
started this.
Paul,
Go
can I
ahead.
ask you a question, man? If I send you a picture, can you put me on?
Canvas, kid, in a heartbeat. Don't even front. So just, you got my email address, paulwgrady@gmail. Just send it over, kid. I'll run it through my process. If I can blow it up and make it enlarged, I'll put it on canvas. And
Oh,
and I won't even charge you white people prices, yo. Yo, E. I'll lower that down for a brother, yo. You know what I
okay,
Yeah,
mean?
okay,
man.
okay,
Yeah,
I
let
gotta
them
make
pay
it
with,
happen.
and just say you can pay with PayPal, right?
yeah, 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 yeah. I'll sell you the money.
Okay, and that's how I'm second. That's how I'm doing it, as a matter of fact. But check it. The fact that I'm able to do, I want to make sure we all understand that though I am able to do it this particular time, I am no better than you or you. We all came through it in the same way, and
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely,
I
definitely.
absolutely.
still appreciate what you're doing in your life, E. So that's why I asked and wanted to get that 10-year span, and Les, you the same way, man. Because I'm interested in the things that you guys are doing as well to survive at this
Yeah,
stage.
Yes,
yeah.
You know?
And
yes.
well, I know Paul, and Les knows this, man, that for me, after all of the ordeal that I went through and did the corporate America thing, I was after, well, especially after I got sick, and my daughter even said this. It's like, Dad's like, you're not the dad I know, because I was kind of like I was almost in that rut, and it didn't last long, but something got me going. And believe it or not, other than my wife and daughter, friends and family, but the basketball community I stay connected. We've all stayed connected all of these years, through somebody or someone. We all have a connection with guys that we played with, guys that are older, guys that are younger,
Right,
um,
right,
and
right,
that and
right.
that woke me up, man. It really did. And it's like I found something that I know was bringing joy to my peers, and that was
Yeah,
real important. I finally
Real.
found a way to
That's
touch the
real.
guys that I played with in a
yeah, yeah.
manner that, quite honestly, and it's not a brag, and because I picked it up off the ground myself. It's bringing joy to people, because to get a call from somebody and say, Eric, thank you very much for these articles, because now my grandson really believed I could ball back in the day. And I'm sitting
Yeah.
back saying, yeah, because those lives that we led, that you're talking about, Paul, there's value in that. I don't care what nobody
Absolutely,
says.
absolutely,
And I get angry
absolutely.
about this, because I look at how they look at African American men, and as if we're pieces of shit, just dribble in and keep your mouth closed. No, we're valued people. If I look at I believe me, I look at everybody that's on my Facebook page, their kids, right? And I know about their children. I see pictures and see their families, and I see valued people. I see, men and women who are athletes who have raised families, and their kids are a splitting image of who they are. They have morals and values, and they
Right.
do whatever they do them,
Yeah,
And I'm proud of that, you know.
Respect, bro. Respect.
I'm proud of that, man. You know, and that's important because, you know, not you're not alive until you connect with people, because otherwise you're like a telephone pole. You know, you're just sitting there, you know, well, what the hell? But that connection, man, it's like that's hard on type stuff, man. You know?
Stop talking, yo. This is my show, man. This is my segment. Stop talking.
I know, right, Paul?
Yeah.
You done got us talking too much.
Yo, respect, bro. Respect.
Yeah.
Damn, you're right. Yo, a minute ago you said we're gonna get into this conversation, and before you know it, it's gonna be an hour. Look, yo, it's like 1 o'clock. We could be talking some more, yo.
Definitely. And this, but once again, it's that value, man. Is the value in conversation. We just caught up after what 40 years, and now it's time. And now it's time. And plus, now it's going to be memorialized by us having it and having this segment, you know, saved so that we're going to remember, you know, and those things are important, man. You know,
that's good stuff. That's good. Yo, so you guys do this every Wednesday?
We try to do it. You know, COVID kind of set us back and stuff, and I was sick for a minute too, and you know, we do it whenever we can. You know, but you know, we have special guests like you know, and special people, man, because you're one of a kind, man. You know, we respect.
And it's really, really hard because we just, you know, and I was thinking about, I was going to mention this to Les. There's so many people, but we talk about it all the time. There's so many people to interview. There's so many. I mean, there's quite honestly about 500 people.
Word.
It's like 500 people.
Yeah, we got a backlog. We got a backlog. we put you to the front. We put you to the front,
Eric,
brother.
You're in Charlotte. Les, where are you at?
I'm in New Jersey.
You're in New Jersey. What part of New Jersey, yo?
Princeton.
Oh yeah, that's where the money's at, son.
Yeah, man,
on,
South
man.
Jersey, man.
Get out of my pocket. Get out of my pocket, man.
Hey, man, but let me tell you something, man. I must say, because my boy Ed Pelham, like Jersey is a really nice place to raise a family, man. I'm telling you, man, because we were there, and you know, it's like it's a real nice place. So don't dog out Jersey, man. Jersey,
because I lived there for like 5 years in Montclair. It was a nice spot. There's no doubt about it. I would have stayed there too, had controversy hadn't risen its head and I had to roll out. But Florida was also a second home for me. You know, being at Florida A&M and learning the ropes.
Right.
The only thing I was really scared of in coming back, I'll be honest, was the women. You know, I thought if I came back with my family, that somebody that from my past would knock on my door one day. Stop, yo.
That's funny shit, man.
I'm still afraid of that, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking about, I kid you not, I was thinking about that like a week ago. I was like, I wonder what would happen if somebody come knocking and say, hey, Pedro is your son. You know?
Paul, I'm gonna tell you something, man. My wife, man, every time I tell her, I said, you know, it could be somebody coming with a French accent.
What's he saying?
Come on, man. Oh, papa.
Yeah, like there's some guy you find out, man, that he was like, you know, played like in Major League Baseball for like 10 years, and he didn't know his dad, and it turns out that I'm his late night. One of them late night encounters, man.
He used to like the Crush a Lot. I know Crush a Lot.
Yeah. But yo, Paul, all my Hartford College guys, right? Every time there's a French player in the NBA, it's either my son or my grandson. It's like,
man.
This shit is funny. That shit is funny as fuck.
But that could be a domestic issue as well. It's not exclusive to international women or something. You know, you never know. That's always been my fear, though, and on a legitimate side, is that somebody's going to say, "Hey, I'm your son or your daughter." That's that'll bug me out.
That fear, kid. But then I want to be honest again. I'm trying to keep it 100 as much as possible. Now, a brother had an opportunity in life to go this way, and I'm gonna let you think about what this way would have been. But fortunately for me, I was able to go this way through Christ Jesus. So I've got to mention that,
absolutely.
That's what saved me, because, I was a derelict for a minute. Even if you didn't see it, it was inside me and I could do derelict things. So that moment in my life when when God gave me an opportunity to take the right path, then I knew I was headed in the right direction. My walk changed, my talk changed, my associations changed.
Yes, sir.
My
Yes, sir.
whole thing changed because, kid, I could have went this way in a heartbeat, because the
Man, come
temptations
on,
were
man.
real.
But I'll tell you, Paul, man, and not to get like, corny or anything, but the growth of one's wisdom, is whereas that's what maturity basically is. It's taking that information that you have and then translating it and saying, you know what, I need to try this on. Let me try this tie, or let me try a mustache, or whatever case may be. But you have the responsibility, because of free will that the Lord gave you, to make that
Yes,
decision. And you have to,
yes.
but the thing that gives you the opportunity to make the right decision is because your moral compass is like so much stronger than the deviant side of you. That your moral compass has to be strong enough to fight everything that's going to take you to a point where you're like, you cuff me, officer.
That's right, kid.
And because that's always there. So but
Yes,
that's what
sir.
it is.
Yes,
But
sir.
you were given these things, and you didn't know what they were at originally. And the reason why I know is because a lot of guys come back, ballers like that here, come back and say, I never listened, didn't want to listen to you, coach. But man, I said, man, that bald head guy, he was right. But we had men that were doing that to us, and guys that were older than us. Everybody around us, man, were like, they were there buttering our bread.
It is
So
real.
I give credit to my environment made me the person that I am. It's not one person. I can give, I can list them, but the environment and as a whole, man, y'all, I mean, it's the truth, man. I mean, I don't know where I would be if I
say it
didn't.
again, bro.
I
That's
don't.
right.
Yeah, I don't know where I would be if I didn't see Ed Searcy and World Free play at Boys High Field. Back in the day, Les, right? Because I'm watching these guys. I didn't know where I would be if I wasn't involved, in Forster Park and messing around with those guys, or watching, guys playing on TV and watching the doc.
See, that's it. See, that's just it. See, I was fortunate also in my earlier stage. So I talked about Christ momentarily, and that realization for me didn't come until around 2000. So I was in my 40s then when that came about. So I had a lot of room prior to my 40s to really jack up my life. But the controlling force, I'm going to go to what you just said, Eric, was my brother Greg. Because had he not become the person he became in high school, playing with Bernard King, with Phil Sellers. Y'all heard Phil Sellers passed away, right?
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Playing with Lloyd Free and all them. When Greg changed my paradigm, when he became Greg Grady, quote unquote. So now I had to walk through a door forcefully because Greg was there and I was coming up right after him, and I was going to Eastern District. So I had to be mindful, even at that young, immature stage in my life, I had to be mindful of jacking up his era with my mistakes. So that was
destroy somebody else's
that was my first
legacy.
opportunity to start to go right.
Right.
Yeah.
And on your walk, you saw like those are those things that were there through your walk on the yellow brick road. It's kind of like when you play video games and as you're playing and you see like a weapon there, it's like you gotta go and grab it, and that's what happens. You see those things.
Analogy, son.
And for Les, it was like Les already said it. Like when he had a conversation with his dad, that's when I became a man.
Yeah.
That was a major conversation,
man.
too. Yo, Les, that was a major conversation when Dad tells you, this is not the time to quit. This is the time to stay back.
And it's not just the words, it's that eye-to-eye
dude.
contact. And he looks at you, Les, and he was like, and I know his dad well. I was like, when that look that he gives you is serious business, straight up statement. And it's like, save that comment that I made to you, son. And plus you respect it because you respect the man.
That's right.
There are a lot of instances in life that are like that. So to remember them now, you can impart them to other people as well. I mean,
absolutely.
With certain statements that come about. And my brother was one of those statements for me. Christ was another one of those statements for me. And then, every now and then, Paul Grady would make the right choice, and then those choices, because we are the sum of our choices. So those choices, Greg, and my Lord and Savior got me to the stage of the game where I'm at today, able to do me.
That's right.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
That's right. That's right.
yeah,
that's why I'm very fortunate.
Yo,
yeah,
and Brother Paul, you do you good.
I
yeah,
do.
yeah.
You do
But
you good.
but you know how
Much
that was. That's
respect,
just
man.
like the first day that the coach finally stopped messing with you because he started. There was a level of trust that because your conduct and what you were doing. So say, you know, I trust Paul. Let him do his thing. Like Les said, like just dunk, smash. You
Smash.
know
That's
that
right.
level of. But people, and once again, people putting things in your head to let you know, we're comfortable with you doing that. Lead us. You know, or lead yourself. You know, I'm giving you the keys. Go ahead. You can drive by yourself.
But
You know,
Les, it
Right,
was a
right.
major mistake for them not playing you at Brooklyn Tech, kid.
Man, come
Yeah,
on, man.
it's a
Come on,
major
bro.
mistake, son.
Yo,
I cannot think.
And Hicks was there too.
No, but I cannot think of any instance of any player that I know over our era of years before and after that was in a school that of him and Calvin Hicks not playing is
Hicks
ridiculous.
too.
But Paul, this is the really craziest part of this whole thing. Do you remember Felix Tertullian that played Erasmus?
No.
yeah.
He played at Florida Southern. They won the national championship, Division II. Like he played at Erasmus and he played with Restoration with us. He's like 6'4". Me, my size, 6'4", 6'5". Les, 6'7". Riley Clarita, 6'7". Andre Gaddy, 6'9".
Y'all had Gaddy too?
We were all supposed to go, and Calvin Hicks, 6'8".
Double hit.
All of us were all supposed to go to Erasmus.
Erasmus, yep.
We all live like no further than like 5 blocks from each other.
Oh my goodness.
I'm serious. We all grew up together, all of us. I
Can
mean,
you
are
imagine
you
that shit,
kidding
man?
me? And it's like nobody
Yeah.
sees it. Like I would expect, like, you know, people are like for their heads to explode when hearing that because it makes my head explode. Like there's so many of us. Like
I'm
we're
glad
supposed to
that
go in
didn't
school.
happen, bro.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
That didn't happen,
But no, I
Yeah.
this though, as us all being guys over 6'4", it wouldn't have boded well for me, man, because that means that I would have had to hold them little fast dudes, man, and because I was the smallest of everybody, man. So
Right,
I'm not holding them little
right.
fast guys. I'm sorry, man.
Damn, bro.
I'm not doing
So
that.
Les, so what did you do the first 3 years at Tech, yo? You didn't.
Oh man, yo, I was tearing up the YMCA league.
Women.
I was
That's what
tearing
it
up the
was,
YMCA
yo.
league with Lennox Road Baptist Church, man.
The women in
Yeah.
Flatbush.
I played in the CYA too. I played with Holy Trinity in my. We took it too. We went all the way, got the jackets and the whole 9. But
Yeah.
but I couldn't play my last year because I was a senior. But still, it still worked out. You know, it was a fun league to play in. But damn, man, you missed out
Yeah,
on it.
Lennox Road Baptist Church, Mr. Williams, man. That's what I was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Son.
But it's really weird, man, how you know, when that happens, you got to hold somebody responsible for that, man, because that's a person's life that you impacted by not, you know, allowing them. But, you know, like the guy, he apologized as well as the fact that, you know, there's so many people in that school. So, you know,
Yeah.
they said, what's that, like 9? No, that school has 9 floors,
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
no, 13.
13
that was
floors in that school.
We had an elevator. We had an elevator. That's how many floors we had.
Nah, that was a major faux
Yeah.
pas, yo, to skip over talent like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Major
yeah.
faux pas. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I tell
An
you, man.
apology, not quite enough. I'm just
Right.
saying.
Exactly.
Damn.
You know.
Damn. Those were days.
Yeah. So what do we have
I hear
going
you,
on?
Paul. I hear you.
So what do we have going on now in the, you know, for the future with Paul Grady, man? What's going on
Well,
going forward?
right now I'm closing up shop, and I'm not playing any more ball. I got a couple more requests. One to go out to Utah to play in their big tournament, and then one to go. I don't know if y'all know La Woods. But,
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to Las Vegas with him, but the last quarter for me, for my business, which is art at the current moment, is important. So I need to be in the lab painting and producing and so forth and so on. So I'm shutting it down until the end of the year. But then in February, we got the Tampa Bay Masters, February, March. In April, we go to Mexico. And then May, we play in the Coral Springs Masters. And then there are 2 more tournaments internationally that I can go through. One is in Lithuania, And the other one, I believe, is what did he say? Yeah, one is it's Serbia. And
Okay.
I just
Serbia.
figured because I can't go to them all. I'm not trying to pay all that, and I'm not doing that. But that's when my season starts again, and when I kind of
Okay.
put up my brush and I start playing ball again. And then on the DL, I'm also writing a book. So I've been working on this for quite some time. You know, it's
Okay, nice,
yeah, it's a
nice.
story and everything. So I'm working on that too. A brother's creativity is starting to flourish now because I have the time.
Nice.
Yeah, there
Very
you
good,
go.
brother.
Yeah,
Very good, brother.
yeah.
Very
You know,
good.
and you set the project in motion and you just run with it, you know?
Right, right. And I can
Yeah.
filter it inside my own window. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I do have a fiance now. We live here in this community in Port St. Lucie. So I do have obligations outside of my own. I'm not totally selfish, but I have the first opportunity. I got the first opportunity to do me. So I'm gonna exploit that. You know what I mean?
All right, that's
Man.
nice, man. That's nice. You deserve that, man.
Yo,
Yeah.
kid,
Yeah.
what was that watch you just, yo, kid, did you see the watch he just put? Damn, son.
Oh, you like that?
Who is this guy? Yo, what the hell?
Hey, this the guy who wears watches on his ankles, man. Come on,
Yo,
man.
kid, look at this
That's the one,
kid,
yo. First dude I ever seen. First person I've ever seen do that, man. The guy wears watches on his ankles,
Damn.
man.
And you just flashed it just like that, yo, and then put
Yeah,
it back.
man. Yeah.
I guess he
It's
put the watch on his ankles so that when he used to dunk on people, they can see what time it was.
the daytime, right?
Yeah.
yeah, Paul. It's one of my fetishes, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty big fetish on your wrist, bud. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But yo, Les, I got things to do, bro. I gotta bounce. I don't mean to
Okay,
end.
man. Hey,
Definitely.
This is
brother,
good
it's been a
stuff,
pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure, man. Love you,
It
man.
certainly
You
has,
be
bro.
good.
It certainly has, man.
Yeah, listen, Paul, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show. This has really been a blast, man, and I'm glad that we
Absolutely.
got you in.
Absolutely.
Definitely got to get your brother in too, so this way the Grady brothers
I have
can
a
be
follow-up.
totally represented. But once again, everyone, this has been E Short and Les Miller, you know, hanging out in the man room with Paul Grady, Eastern District's legend. Glad to have you, my brother, and I hope to see you, man, soon. You take care.
Man. Love you both, man.
Love you too, my
Peace
brother.
and love, brother.
Take care.
All right, man.